Hi there. So we're doing a snack box today, and let me just get this out of the way. I love doing taste testing. I like food. It's just in general. I get really excited to try different things from different places. That being said, with the holidays, I've got so much food coming at me. I have literally been putting this snack box off for a month, and I even actually got the Christmas box today. So I was like, I have to get off my butt and do this. It's not that I didn't want to try the snacks in this box. I'm just like so full all the time. So yeah. Also, my drink of choice today is water. And that's because I have been filming for the past 3 hours and have polished off a pitcher of margaritas. So I decided that the words were starting to get a little fuzzy and I'm feeling extremely happy. So I figured maybe a little bit of water would be the better option. Not as much fun, but the better option. So anyway, let's jump into this week's Snacks Around the World. Thank you so much for joining me today at Snacks Around the World, where I open up one of my Universal Yums box and try all the snacks inside. Today's box comes from Scandinavia, so that makes up several different countries. I will make sure I tell you which countries the snacks come from when I give them a try. This little booklet comes with every single Yums box. It's got not only all the details on the snacks, but it's also got the trivia questions that I use. But before we jump into the snacks themselves in this video, if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. I am Gretchen, the Tipsy Travel Gal, and I am a licensed esthetician and a travel agent, and it is my goal to eat, drink, and spa my way around the world. Now, along the way, I'm going to show you some really fun things to see, to do, places to visit, and of course, interesting food and drink to try. My overall hope is that that will inspire you to travel as well, whether that be domestic or international. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. There's a lot more than just snacks on this channel, although snacks are quite a bit of fun. Now, if you're wondering how I got to where I'm at and why I'm doing what I'm doing, check out my GoFundMe page. I will list that down below in the description of this video. If you have a few extra dollars, I would truly appreciate a donation if you can spare it. Now, if you've not seen one of these videos before, you know that this is a subscription service. The number of snacks you get is determined by what subscription you have. So you may have Universal Box, and I'm not going to be trying everything because I have like the middle range subscription. I can't afford the big range one. Actually, I can't afford the middle range one either, but I like my snacks. What can I say? But you may have other snacks in this box that I don't have. I don't know what's in the box. They select the snacks for me and package them up and send them to me. So yeah, all I know about them is what I read in here. I have not opened any of them yet, smelled them or anything that good. We're going to do that together. So let's get started right now. We're going to start off with the tomato and spice. We're going to start off with the tomato and spice potato snack. Wow, that is a tongue twister. The tomato and spice potato snack. This one comes from Denmark, and spices are a big thing in Denmark because the Spanish spice traders, they were extensive travelers. They went all over the place. They were often unmarried because they were gone so much. They have a nickname, I'm going to try to pronounce it, Peppersvens, which roughly translates to pepper dudes. Why am I giving that little tidbit? Well, so this has spawned a tradition. If you are still single on your 25th birthday, your friends will tie you up and coat you in cinnamon. Now, I thought that was pretty bad because if you've ever inhaled cinnamon, you know how unpleasant that is. Just look up any of the videos of the cinnamon challenge. Please do not try to do that challenge. By the way, it is dumb. But it's not pleasant, but it's not as, to me, cinnamon's not as bad as the 30th, which is where they tie you up and coat you in pepper. Why? I don't know. But I am way beyond 30 and single, so maybe I'll just stay out of Denmark on my birthday. Now, the spices in the tomato and spicy potato snack here are cayenne, garlic, and paprika. So some of my favorites. They're supposedly super crispy and they are cheesy with an acidic tang and, of course, I'm going to guess spicy. So let's get these open. Ooh, they smell good. I'm telling you, I love tomato because I love tomato soup, and most tomato snacks taste like tomato soup to me, so I'm already excited about that. Here's what they look like. Super crispy is right. This thing has got a crunch. And I will tell you, the cheese, the tomato, and the spice are so perfectly melded. To me, this is a very cheesy snack with the tomato and the spicy components, but holy crap, are these things good. I mean, listen to this crunch. Ready? Now, you'll also learn that if this is your first time watching this video, it's very difficult for me to stop because I have a whole box of snacks to try. So I can't sit here and finish each bag off because, yeah, that would be crazy. But sometimes I get ones that are really delicious and tasty, and I just can't help myself. I'm not really into ASMR, but that's got to be making people crazy. That is a keeper. These are so delicious. I could go on Universal Yums and order me another bag or 2 or 3. So you can do that. I don't think you have to be a Universal Yums box subscriber to do that, but I'll tell you, these things are absolutely delicious. I have to put that back. Oh my God, I almost ate another one. That was really delicious. We're going to move on next to cocoa-filled oat cookies. Now, one thing I have learned about European pastries and really cookies / biscuits in general, they tend not to be as sugary as cookies that are made in the United States, which isn't a bad thing. It's just they're very different. And a lot of them are meant to be dunked, so I find them a little bit drier than cookies maybe from the United States, but that doesn't make them any... I'm not saying that they're worse or anything like that. That's just something that I've noticed over my time traveling as well as doing these boxes. Now, these delicious little oat cookies come from Denmark. They were created by Karen Wolf here in 1864 in a tiny little village in Denmark. She worked as a kitchen manager. She developed some chef skills. And then at 26, she had saved enough money to open up her own bakery. Now, these cookies were very popular with Copenhagen socialites, and soon Karen became a household name. They are crispy cookies with the chocolatey center. Can't get much better than that. And then when you find out that they're oat cookies, I love oatmeal cookies. Love them. So let's get these bad boys open because I want a cookie. Ooh. Okay, so I thought they were thin, but these are actually... Ooh. Very chocolatey. I definitely smell the oat. Ooh, these are going to be good. They're a lot thicker than I thought they were going to be. So they're sandwich cookies. There's 2 cookies here. So I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so I'm stoked. I'm ready to try. Ready? Here we go. These are delicious. Ooh, look at the inside. Look. Oh. So it's got the chocolate coating. My only comment is it's a little messy. The chocolate just kind of gets all over my fingers. But, oh my God, my lipstick's all over my hands too. Good Lord. I am going to finish the cookie though. By the way, I'm wearing this red lipstick again because I thought it was a fluke that this lipstick made it through eating as well as drinking for these videos. I mean, look, this is holding on like a champ. I have not reapplied this lipstick, so... Oh, bravo. These cookies, they're not dry at all, but they're so crispy. I honestly can say that I would sit down and eat a whole package of these. It looks like there's 4 in this package. I'm actually putting it back in its container right now because holy crud. I'm gonna have to put these out of my eyesight so I'm not tempted to grab another one. Oh my gosh, those cookies were so good. Whew, those were only the first 2 and I'm in love with this box already. So let's move on. We're going to move on to some candy. All right, so next up, I'm not nervous about this. I'm just not as excited about it as I was about the first 2 because it's got one of the ingredients in it is not something that I enjoy, and that is gingerbread. We're going to be trying gingerbread toffee. This candy comes from Sweden, and gingerbread is an essential component of a Swedish Christmas. They spend a lot of time making gingerbread houses and gingerbread men. And this particular candy is a tradition. And it's locally referred to as a knäck. It's toffee infused with peppercorn, which is gingerbread. So it looks more like a caramel to me than it does toffee. Like the crispy, buttery caramel that's hardened. So I'll be honest, I don't smell any gingerbread, so we'll see. Okay, here we go. Second I bit into this thing, the gingerbread just like screamed at me. The worst thing about toffee is how chewy and it takes a while to eat it. Let's talk about this piece of candy. Like I said, gingerbread is not one of my favorite things to eat. However, paired with the toffee in this, it is not like eating a gingerbread cookie. I mean, I got a lot of gingerbread in this piece of toffee, but when it's blended with the toffee, it was somehow softened. Would this be a go-to candy on a regular basis for me to eat? No. That being said, I can see on Christmas eating a bunch of these. 100%. And in terms of like caramely candies, which aren't necessarily some of my favorites, I mean, it was a really good caramel too. It was a really good toffee too, like a caramely toffee. So I'm not mad that I ate that. It was really good. Again, lipstick, holding on. I'm telling you, I should like buy stock in this stuff. Okay, let's move on. We're going to go back to a savory treat. This time we're focusing on dill. We've got some dill and chive potato chips. Now you can find these snacks across Sweden. Dill is very Scandinavian. They use it in a lot of their dishes. Obviously pickled herring is one of the toppings that they put it in. They also use it as a garnish for cured salmon. It's just really popular. You can find it in a lot of things that you eat there. Don't get me wrong. I do like dill on a small level. Like I like it tossed in here and there. I love a good pickle, but like I hate dill pickled pizza. I don't see the need to have that much dill in my life. Now I am excited to try this though because it's dill and chives and I love chives. So I'm really curious as to how this is going to taste. Is it going to taste more like chivey, oniony? Is it going to be overpowered with dill? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, let's take a sniff. Oh wow, this is dill. These chips are really small too. Like there's no huge ones in here. Here's what it. I mean, it's a nice ridged potato chip, nice and thin. All right, here we go. Okay. Wow. This is freaking delicious. The chips themselves are really good. But, you know, and I was really worried that I was just going to be putting in like, you know, a bunch of dill in my mouth and chewing on it. It hits your tongue and you taste that dill, but as you chew, that chive mixes in. It's almost like, think sour cream and onion chip with a little bit of dill splashed in. This is, well, I could eat this whole bag like right now. I'm going to give this away from me. That was so good. I'll be honest with you. Because of the amount of snacks and stuff that I get throughout the month and the things I have to eat like around town, living very close to a big city, you know, I have access to a lot of different types of things. I don't order much from Universal Yums. I am going to go online and see if they have any of those chips left. Come on, man, because that was delicious. I can't even describe how yummy those were. I mean, if you don't like dill, I would still say give them a try if they ever get thrown your way, because trust me, it's not like, you know, it's not like a pickle in potato chip form. It's so good. I'm gonna get a drink of water because that, you know, does leave a taste. I'm gonna get a drink of water and we're gonna move on to something sweet. Now next up is the rum icing coated cookies. I mean, you had me at rum. I didn't have to read the other 3 words. It's like rum, I'm in. These are from Denmark. Now, sweets are huge in Denmark. And you've probably had Denmark butter cookies because you know those big, gigantic metal tins that you get with butter cookies in them? Yeah, those are Danish butter cookies. That's how they sell them. So these are supposed to be crumbly cookies with a decadent rum-flavored icing. I am ready to give these a try. Like I said, you had me at rum. And I'll be honest with you, I actually really love those tinned cookies. Here's what it looks like. It's very tiny. This is going to be like a pop it in your mouth and eat it in one bite. I don't know if it's a cookie crumble on top, but it seems like it's in the icing. So, all right, here we go. Oh my gosh. It is the Danish butter cookie. It is oh my gosh. I can't even describe this icing. It's like a spiced rum, but you can taste it, but like it just melds in so good with this butter cookie. I mean, I need to close this up. Okay, where are these gonna go? I need to put these someplace because they're so good. Oh my gosh, that that was delicious. Like I said, the butter cookie just pretty much like melts in your mouth, but the icing just is so. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of icing on them, and it's like royal icings. It's like a thin layer, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to eat first after I'm done with this box. More than likely, I'm going to pick one of the savory and one of the sweet and just devour that to start with. But then again, a lot of times I'll hold my favorites back so I can have them another time. So we'll see what happens. But wow, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Let's move on to another candy. And something that Scandinavia is very popular for is fruit. Okay, the lipstick's starting to fade a little bit on my inner lip, but still looks fabulous, man. All right, let's move on to a raspberry-filled dark chocolate bar. Now, if you've watched any of these before, you know dark chocolate is not my favorite kind of chocolate. In fact, it's my least favorite kind of chocolate. But, it's chocolate nonetheless. So it's not like if somebody puts dark chocolate in front of me, I'm going to be like, ugh, dark chocolate, no. No, I'm eating this. This candy comes from Denmark, where raspberries, and I believe raspberries are called stone fruits. There are a lot of raspberries, blueberries, lingonberries, there's berries in Scandinavia. And like blueberries are huge in Finland. Everything you have is some kind of blueberry juice. These berries are really big in Scandinavia. And they're loved a lot with chocolate. Now, I've actually had this brand before. You can smell the raspberry through the chocolate here. So this is going to be nice and raspberry-ish. It says it's got a Danish jammy filling for maximum indulgence. I mean, I'm in. Here we go. Wow. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be like a hard chocolatey shell. It's like a gummy. And like when you bite into it, it's like it just the chocolate just collapses around it. So it's perfectly coated. Oh my God, this is so good. It's not in a chocolate shell. It's like a thin layer of chocolate over a raspberry gummy. You get like this huge burst of raspberry, but the chocolate complements it so well. Wow. This is so good. I'm going to be honest, I'll finish this when the video is done. 100%. Here's what I'm going to say about everything we've tried so far. Everything just has this burst of flavor. It's like, sometimes you get like really synthetic flavors. When you're dealing, especially with chips and things like that, things will taste synthetic. Like it's tomato adjacent or raspberry adjacent. Like you can tell that it's a manufactured flavoring. Everything that I've eaten out of this box, none of it has a manufactured flavor to it. It all tastes like real food. And I know that sounds ridiculous. This doesn't taste like it's made up flavoring. This tastes real. Like, I mean, it all tastes so good and fresh. And that's the only way I can describe it. But, whew, we're going to stick with candy. It's going to be hard to beat this one, though. I mean, that was absolutely delicious. It actually reminded me of the candy bar that I had in Finland. That was, like I said, from the same place. But, yeah, that was really, really good. But let's move on. We're going to do another candy. This time, it's cookie candy. We're moving on to chocolatey cookie dough balls. And I'm going to tell you, I'm really excited because just like the gingerbread toffee, they gave like a whole handful of these. So I'm really excited about that because if I love these, I've got 3 more to eat, which makes me very happy. So they got to these little balls in a kind of like a certain progression. So the person who created them started by creating like a honey capsule. And then they started doing cream packets that were hazelnut cream filled. And then they turned that into a hazelnut cream ball. And then cookie dough became so popular of a treat, they moved it into a cookie dough flavor. Ooh, so it's like a regular candy truffle ball type of thing. I am going to bite this in half because I want to see what's inside of it. Mmm. Wow. So it's not quite a truffle because you can see it's got like the candy shell around it. And I was expecting it to be like chocolate chip. No, it's got like a spice cookie in it. So, I mean, it's probably gingerbread, but it's not like overpowering gingerbread. And there's crunchy stuff in it. This thing is freaking delicious. It is so rich and so decadent. It literally just like melts in your mouth, but you have to chew it. It is a perfect layer of chocolate around this ball. So you crunch into the chocolate and it mixes with the cookie ball. There's other crunchy things in it. Thank God I've got 3 more of those. When I eat the last one of those, I will mourn. I'll be honest with you, this is probably one of my most favorite boxes I've ever gotten from Universal Yums. This has been so delicious. Let's go back to savory. This time we're diving into a popcorn. We've got jalapeno pepper popcorn. This comes from Denmark. Now, spicy food is not common in Denmark, but Klaus Pilgaard, he first tasted jalapenos when he was a uni student in London, and he loved them so much that when he returned to Denmark, he started growing his own chili peppers. And I guess he had a thing where he would film Danish celebrities eating them. So because of that, they kind of crept into snacks, including this popcorn. Now, I'm a little bit nervous because popcorn is notoriously synthetic tasting when it comes to flavoring. I don't know if it's like just the way the popcorn is made or how you have to make the flavorings from popcorn, but we'll see. Ooh, okay, so it smells like really good popcorn. And I smell more popcorn than I do jalapeno, which I think is probably a good thing because I like popcorn. I want to taste the popcorn. I don't want it to be overpowered by something else. It looks like regular popcorn too. It's not like, it doesn't have like little flakes or anything all over it. So let's give it a shot. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I love Mexican food. And I put jalapenos in pretty much everything I make personally. Because I've never said this before, but I'm actually a really good cook. So, like, I make a fantastic carne asada and guac and pico de gallo. I mean, when I put together a taco bar, it's top notch. This is not overpoweringly, doesn't smell like jalapeno. I took that first bite, and I swear to all that's holy, it tasted like a jalapeno. The popcorn is delicious. It's light, it's fluffy. You get this amazing taste of jalapeno, and then like a little kick follows it, and then it's gone. I just put a whole bunch in my mouth, and the kick is hanging around a little bit longer than usual. It's not like I'm on First We Feast or anything where I'm like, snot dripping out my nose. It's a delightful spice. It's not overpowering, and it disappears really fast. This is so good. Okay, I am like beyond happy right now. I was nervous. I was really nervous about that, but I'm telling you, these snacks are just top notch, man. Top notch. Okay, let's move back to candy. We're going now to one of my favorite things to eat, gummies, and these are raspberry gummies. All right, so they're raspberry gummy skulls. Now, I'll be honest with you, I squealed when I heard they were skulls. I mean, it's just so much fun. I'm curious to see what they look like. These are from Sweden. Remember I said berries are really big. Now in Sweden, they have what's called the right to roam. And that means you have the ability to walk on any land, whether that's public or private. Now I'm sure it's within reason. Like if you live on a huge farm, people have the right to come on your property. Now, a lot of people will scour dense forests looking for fresh berries because of that purpose. Some of the big ones in Sweden are blueberries, lingonberries, cloudberries, but the most coveted is the wild raspberry. Now, I don't know if these are wild raspberries or not. I'm going to guess not. They're gummies. But raspberry is one of my favorites. I adore raspberries. Raspberries and blackberries, I can't get enough of them. So, ooh, they smell raspberry-ish. Look how cute. Okay, here we go. I don't know what they're powdered in. It doesn't feel like a sugar, but it's slightly grainy, but it's delicious. The gummy is so flavorful. I think it is a sugar. It's some kind of sugar. It is such a good gummy. Again, they've like perfected this candy. It doesn't taste artificial. It's chewy. It's got like that really interesting like crunchy sugar texture to it. Another winner. I mean, they're just so good. It tastes like you put it in your mouth and it's like just like this burst of raspberry. And then it's a gummy, chewy candy, but like I said, that powdery sugar coating just starts to kind of give way and give a little bit of crunch, so it gives you another little pop of sweet. I mean, it's delicious. There's only one left, and I'm going to be honest with you. Usually by the time I've hit this point in the box, I'm like ready to be done because I've eaten so much. Some of it I don't, it's very rare that like every item in this box, I'm like, I've usually eaten something that maybe either I didn't enjoy as much or I didn't care for. Sometimes things upset my tummy a little bit. Nothing in this box. I'm disappointed that I am on my last item here. So let's move right to it. It is another candy. This time it is a truffle. The brown buttered truffle comes from Denmark. Now, brown butter usually has a nutty taste to it. It is delicious. I love brown butter anything. And a lot of it is, there's a lot of brown butter in Danish cuisine. And it's like in everything from Swedish meatballs to cookies and, of course, these. So you usually can't go wrong with the truffle here. It's milk chocolate. It smells very similar. It's the same company that did the other one that I had. So oddly enough, it smells the same. But I'm going to take a bite of this and let's see what happens. I mean, it's so creamy. It's a thin layer of milk chocolate, my favorite chocolate. That brown butter flavor just permeates through this. So it's caramely, but chocolatey too. It's got that same see the little crunch ball at the bottom here. It's like, I don't even know what to say. This box was so beyond delicious. The savory, the sweets, the candy. I honestly don't even know what was my favorite in this box. I honestly, I am hard pressed to pick something that I would consider my favorite. The best I can do is probably my least favorite and that's not even because it was bad, but the gingerbread toffee, because gingerbread's not my thing, but even that was good. I don't know. Gosh, what would I pick? All right, those dill and chive potato chips were so delicious. I'm going to put those at the top of my savory list because they were so good. Sweet, I couldn't tell you. Everything was so different and delicious. The flavors just popped. I mean, I'm kind of like looking around at what I've got here and I'm like, I don't even know what to pick. I'll be honest, that brown butter truffle was to die for. I'm going to have to put those at the back of the stash and give those a try. But honestly, I'm going to go see on Universal Yum's website. I'm going to go there and look and see what they still have available because this stuff was just delicious. I have never had a box that I have not enjoyed from Universal Yum's. I've always found something that I liked to eat in there. This box, I loved it. Everything in it was so good. There was nothing in here that I even went, I don't think so. Or, yeah, I'm not going to eat that again. I'll just put this aside. Or I'm going to throw it away. Or I'll give it to somebody else. Even these gingerbread toffees, I'm going to eat. Other than I'm unhappy that the box is, I'm done. And man, look at how my lipstick pretty much stayed on. It's a little bit faded on the inside, but look at this. Delicious box, lipstick that stayed on through food and drink. I should just go to bed because I don't think it's going to get any better than this today. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you sticking through to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe as well. If there's something that you think I should try or something that you think I need to try and eat, definitely comment below, or you can reach me on any of my social media accounts or my email. Social media accounts, I'm on all the big ones as Tipsy Travel Gal. And then I do have a website, tipsytravelgal.com. If you look all the way to the right at the top, there is a contact me page where you can send me an email. So again, thank you so much for watching. This was a good box. I'm gonna now have to decide what I'm going to finish. Even though I'm slightly full, yeah, I'm gonna eat something else. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, bye.